Okay, Matt, we got the memo about the Kindness Rising promo, but what exactly are we promising people?
And is there craft services? Hey, I need snacks too.
Gentlemen, focus. Kindness Rising multiplies kindness and helps people get up on the right side of the bed.
So wait, we're not doing another angry headline show.
Exactly. We rise above the negative, divisive noise.
Translation, less rage bait, more high fives for humanity.
And this is live, like actually live.
Yep. We go live on YouTube and LinkedIn, 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday.
Wait, if it's live, what if I forget my lines?
Then you improvise.
Okay, so our tagline is basically wake up, tune in, and start your day with kindness.
Exactly. Kindness Rising. Good vibes, practical tips, and a reason to get up on the right side of the bed.
You heard the boss. Subscribe now before he makes us do a TikTok dance.
Kindness Rising. Wake up, tune in, and let's make some good noise.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Kindness Rising, your morning dose of hope, humanity, and heart, right here on YouTube. I'm Matthew Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and I come here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. to help you get up on the right side of the bed and to get after it. I welcome you all into Kindness Rising. Do you remember when we used to just quit things without guilt? You'd walk out of a bad movie halfway through or toss that VHS into the return slot if the movie stunk and move on. But now we treat burnout like an unpaid internship. Today, we're working on breaking that habit. This episode's about self-awareness, boundaries, and the quiet courage to stop performing wellness and start living it. Let's roll.
This is Kindness Rising.
Gen X, we were raised on grit. We were told never give up, and we didn't. But sometimes we just gave out. Between work, family, side hustles, and social pressure to be emotionally available 24/7, we became overcommitment machines. We call it kindness, but it's really just exhaustion without branding. Here's the truth. Kindness that empties you isn't kindness. It's just erosion. It's just erosion of yourself. So, yes, we were the generation that were told, yes, I'll just handle it. We said yes to overtime. We were saying yes to everyone's group chat, to being the strong one. But the American Psychological Association, they found that chronic overcommitment bursts burnout risk by 37% and empathy fatigue by 25%. That's not noble. That's just neurological debt. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. Boundaries are savings accounts for your energy. Every no you give today funds a yes you actually mean tomorrow. And if you ever feel guilty saying no, remember, even the best songs have rests. If there's no silence, there's no groove. Absolutely what happens, you got to pay attention to what happens in between the notes. So don't say no, or do say no to the things that don't matter so you can say yes to the things you actually mean tomorrow. Today. Peace. Is it today or is it tomorrow? I don't know, but let's check into the comments, see who's here this morning with us. I appreciate you. Cassie is here with us this morning. Hi, Cassie. It is nice to meet you. Welcome to Kindness Rising. Get involved in the chat. We're trying to build a community here. We are building a community here. Dyer Dyer, yes, welcome. Absolutely. Lady Drew, glad to see you here this morning. I appreciate you. Yes, it is important to share the kindness and the positivity and the humor. And of course, Mike Sullivan out there on the West Coast. And Simple Jack is here as well. Welcome Welcome, welcome, Simple Jack. Appreciate you. Welcome to Kindness Rising, your morning dose of hope, humanity, a little bit of humor, some community involvement. Subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this later and you are also enjoying it, I hope you will subscribe to the channel too. Roseanne Roof, I see you. Good morning, mother. What other show has their mother featured in the comments? It's me, Matthew Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. Marion Yusuf, I welcome you to Kindness Rising 2, and Debbie. Get involved in the comments. Tell us who you are. Where are you from? What are you up to? What is kindness all about to you? How do you get up every day with a little bit of positivity, a little bit of kindness, of course. That's what we want to do. And we do that by talking about kindness, sharing our kindness, and having a good time here on Kindness Rising. And as promised to those who have been with us before, I promised I would bring a little bit more of the everyday man's stories to you about kindness, things that are happening in the world, other people that are doing great things out in the world. Because that's what we do. We multiply kindness. We lift people up here. We amplify your voice. Welcome, welcome into Kindness Rising. Sweet, I welcome you. Debbie, you enjoy supporting others. Who do you support? What is it that you're interested in? I am here to talk about that. I'm glad to talk about it. I show up every day, 7:30 a.m., Monday through Friday, right here on Kindness Rising, so that we can help each other get up and get after it, no matter what you're going through. Absolutely. You're from New Hampshire? All right, cool. I'm in upstate New York. Welcome in, Debbie, from New Hampshire. Awesome. You're new to YouTube? Well, you have found the place to come for a little bit of morning get up and get after it. So here's a couple of little stories about kindness. I have a couple of websites. Maybe I'll even be able to share. I've tried to do that before. We'll do it again. All right. There's a nurse in Oregon. She started 10-minute quiet breaks on her ICU unit. I come from the healthcare industry. She started these breaks on the ICU unit. She just needed 10 minutes of quiet, 10 minutes of quiet. And within a month, medication errors on that unit dropped 11% and turnover has slowed. Her boss asked how she did it. She said, I just shut us up. That nurse, the other thing I forgot to tell you, the important part is that 70% of the people on the unit now do that 10-minute break, and their medication errors have dropped 11%. That's pretty amazing. That's really cool results from a little bit of kindness and a little bit of quiet time. Absolutely, absolutely. I read about a dad in Vermont who locks his phone in the glove box during soccer practice. We all get distracted, absolutely. We all get distracted by our phones with our kids wherever we are. Sometimes it's the only way he actually gets to see his kids score is by turning his phone off. We've got to pay attention, turn our phones off. Absolutely. Welcome to Kindness Rising. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Debbie, thank you so much for your messages of positivity. Lady Drew, hello, hello, hello. Never take anyone or anything for granted. I agree with you there for sure. All right. So normally I would have our Callan stand bits. That's part of what we do here on Kindness Rising is a little bit of Callan stand. But I got to admit, I wasn't satisfied with my results. I don't feel proud to be able to share that one. So what I did this week. So we're not going to do Callan stand. But Reggie, guess what Reggie is up to these days? Reggie has received his certification to be a sensei. Officially, he is now Reggie Sensei Whiskers on Kindness Rising. You'll be hearing more from him, as a matter of fact, in I think a minute. Okay, let's see what Sensei Reggie has to say in a minute. All right. But we always want to give you something to walk away with here on Kindness Rising. I appreciate everyone who is out there listening. We do try to have a little bit of conversation, a little bit of fun, but we also like to have something to take away with us. So here's Harvard Center for Public Leadership. They call it Role Overload, and we are going to do our awareness audits. We wear so many hats that we never forget that we still have a head. Here's your 3-minute fix. The 3 R's of self-awareness. Recognize what drains you. Are your shoulders slumping every time someone texts? That's data. That tells you you might be a little bit overloaded. Release what's yours. Release what's not yours. What's not yours. Remember, we all carry out stuff for other people, some of us more than others, and we have to be careful. It's important for us to be there for people, but we have to make sure we release what's not ours to carry. Other people's expectations are not invoices for you. They are not orders. They are from the outside. You have to find out what's inside you. So remember, release what's not yours to carry. And then lastly, realign with what fuels you. If it sparks your curiosity or some calm, that's your lane. That's where you want to be. Appreciate it. All right, Napoleon, welcome in. I appreciate all of the time that you're spending here with us on Kindness Rising. Debbie, yes, hello, hello, hello. Keep going, keep chatting it up over there, saying hello. We took 10-minute power naps, Mom. Yeah, you did at school. I appreciate that. Back in the days when the teacher's room was filled with smoke and dirty, dingy coffee. Remember those days? I'm sure you do, Mom. I remember walking by the teachers' lounges, and there was just a whole different vibe coming out of there in the school. And Mike Sullivan, the Karate Kid. Is that Reggie? Sensei Whiskers is now called the Karate Kid. I actually kind of like that. I might have to use it. He's going to be dropping some wisdom bombs. And as we always talk a little bit about behind the scenes stuff anyway, too, I'm using Sora for those Sensei videos. I've gotten into using Sora too. It's a really cool little tool. You can put yourself into videos, amazing AI stuff. I haven't gotten as deep into it as others have, actually. It's amazing how fast. I mean, it was just released less than a week ago, I think, a week ago or so. I don't even know, but millions and millions and millions of subscribers and viewers. And it's crazy. There's some really funny things in there too. You kind of get sick of the same things over and over again. People take the same basic video and just reformat it or throw it's almost meme-ified, right? Meme-ified video, but some of it is really original and interesting. And it's a lot of fun to play with. So if you have a chance, check out those sort of 2 videos. And yeah, that's where we're at. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome into Kindness Rising. I appreciate that you are coming here and spending a little bit of time with us on this morning. I am Matthew Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. I come here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m., to get you up with a little hope, humanity, and heart, as well as get up on the right side of the bed. We are part of the Mornings in the Lab network. We don't forget that Mornings in the Lab is over there with Keith Billis and John Anderson and friends. Getting up and getting after it, a little bit different vibe over there in the morning, but let's stick with the mornings in the lab network. We have spent decades. I'm going to slide back into our comments for sure. We spent decades faking it till we make it. Turns out faking it just makes you tired. UCLA's Mindfulness Awareness Lab, they found that suppressing emotion activates the same brain regions as physical danger. Pretending you're fine tricks your body into fight or flight. So tell the truth sooner. I'm tired. I need some time. I'm figuring it out. That's actually not weakness, it's clarity. It gives people an idea of where you're coming from. Everybody has ups and downs. Sometimes you've had enough or you've just need to take a little break. It's okay to say, I'm figuring out, I need a little bit of time. Authenticity refuels you faster than caffeine ever will. And when you show up real, other people stop pretending too. That's social wellness in its purest form. Thank you for joining me here on Kindness Rising this morning. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. As I said, I don't even have any. I don't have any Cal and Stan with us today, but let's check out that Sensei Reggie if you haven't seen him yet and see what he's all about.
Teach me, Sensei. Right. Less scrolling, more purring. Stay uncommon, stay kind.
All right. Well, there is Sensei Whiskers. He is teaching me less scrolling, more purring. Just chill a little bit, right? Okay. On Kindness Rising, we always feature organizations that are out there doing good work, good people doing good work. We want to amplify their voice so that they can multiply kindness. And that's what we do here. And here's a kindness spotlight for you. At Project Sanctuary, they're a Colorado nonprofit. Burnout isn't a buzzword, it's a battlefield. They serve military family who have lived years in crisis mode. Instead of endless seminars, they offer simple rituals, shared meals, mountain hikes, no phones. One dad there said, I didn't realize I was allowed to feel safe again. That's huge. That's the power of a structured rest, turning survival into healing. 89% of their attendees, they report better family communication within 90 days. That is Project Sanctuary, the Colorado nonprofit helping military families deal with burnout. There's another organization out there we'll talk about. That is the Boundaries Project. They are teaching compassionate containment. They run workshops in hospitals, in classrooms, and corporate offices on how to say no without guilt. Their founder, a former social worker who hit compassion burnout, says, I was applauded for caring until caring broke me. Both groups remind us that kindness isn't unlimited bandwidth. It's a renewable resource that requires downtime to recharge. Boundaries Project, check them out. Project Sanctuary, check them out too. They are good organizations doing good work for good people, and we want to amplify their voice so they can multiply kindness. Absolutely. It's not easy to be kind if you're not authentic. That's true, Roseanne. Absolutely. And Adam Holroyd, good morning and welcome in this morning. I appreciate you. I appreciate all that you do. All right. I'm not supposed to apologize, right, Mom? Stop apologizing. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to a branding spotlight. We talk about branding here on Kindness Rising as well. There are a lot of great brands out there doing good work as well. We can learn from them. We can follow their models. We can apply our EAT program, our EAT philosophy to their models. Remember what EAT stands for. That's experience, expertise, authenticity, trust, and entertainment. The 5-ingredient recipe for your brand, for your personal brand, as well as your business brand. They are one and the same these days. In 2011, this organization ran an ad that said, "Don't buy this jacket." That boundary, inviting restraint in a culture of consumption, became a movement. Do we know the brand? Don't buy this jacket. It's Patagonia. I have talked about them before here on Kindness Rising. We can talk about them again. They back it up. They have paid time for their employees for environmental volunteering. They have their offices closed during Climate March. Supply chains are audited for ethics. And last year, their founder transferred ownership to a trust dedicated entirely to saving the planet. That's a company that knows its limit and turns them into legacy. And from an EAT lens, here it is, their experience. They live outdoors, not in slogans. Their expertise, they've been crafting quality that lasts decades. Their authenticity, they risk revenue for their values. There are times they've given up money opportunities because of their values. That's amazing authenticity. They build trust because every one of their actions echoes their mission. And lastly, they still make activism inspiring and cool, and that's their entertainments. Boundaries aren't barriers, they're declarations of identity, and that's true for brand, and it's true brands, and it's true for humans. Welcome everybody to Kindness Rising. Those of you who have just joined, I appreciate you. My name is Matt Rouff. I come here every weekday morning, 7:30, Monday through Friday, 7:30 Eastern, for Kindness Rising, the opener on Mornings in the Lab Network. And then we all get on over at 8 o'clock to the Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends show at 8 o'clock to get up and help us not hit the snooze button. We're not hitting the snooze. We're getting up on the right side of the bed. We're getting our day started with a little hope, humanity, and humor. It's what we do. It's what we do. And when you go over to Keith's show today, you're going to hear a little bit about friendship. If your crew drains your drive, it's time for a balance sheet, a quick audit, zero drama, massive clarity. Keith is tackling this subject, how to audit your friendships, a practical guide to emotional bookkeeping. Who feeds your energy? Who depletes it? Who challenges you with love versus chaos? Wellness isn't just inner peace, it's outer company. Join Keith next on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends, and learn how to bring your social circle into balance. Thank you all for joining us. Lady Drew, nice shirt in this morning's photo of you and your cat. I appreciate that. I work hard on those thumbnails. I think they're becoming pretty consistent and pretty attractive. Again, another feature of our program, of the way we build programs here, and the use of AI. Pretty much every photo you see in those thumbnails of me was done with the help of our friends, our aided intelligence, not artificial intelligence, aided intelligence. I still have to tell it what I want, how I want it. And that's the art of building a brand, right? Being consistent. I use Higgsfield currently for my identity photos. Yeah, pretty cool. They have a pretty cool thing. You have to load a bunch of your pictures of yourself, I think it's 70 photos of yourself. You just take them, boom, 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 all over with your cell phone. There's a little bit of a process to convert them and set them up. There's definitely a little bit of a process. You give it 70 photos, you tell them what do you want, what your brand is, all that stuff. It starts spitting stuff out. There are a lot of fails with this stuff. It is amazing. I was actually thinking about doing an entire episode or some kind of segment of AI fails, because some of it is just, it's ridiculous. And you have to just live with that ridiculousness right now, but it's getting better every day. It's unbelievable how fast things are moving in terms of creative and generative AI. So I love it. I enjoy using it. It's fun. Check it out. I understand there is controversy around the use of artificial intelligence for these types of purposes. We have to talk about, I'm just going to lay it right out there, I guess, today. We talk about this a lot in my house, actually. I have a child who has very strong feelings about generative AI and the use of AI, the power consumption associated with AI, but particularly on the very valid moral stance about creativity. But we have the conversation all the time. I think it's good to have those conversations. I see it a little differently. I see it as a creativity aider. For me, it is for sure. And I also recognize that there's beauty and essential importance of remaining human with our arts. I just think it's really, really important. So, but it is that intersection of human and machine where we're living right now. And yeah, that's where I live on Kindness Rising. There are a lot of people who live there too. We all live there, actually, regardless of whether we want to or not, to some degree. Anyway, that's my little bit of ramble about AI and generative AI. I think it is a very valid tool. I think it is vital. There's no stopping this train, but I also recognize, and that's part of my balance, the essential need for us to maintain the human arts as well. And yes, I agree with you. It depends on how it was programmed and the individual's use. Absolutely. Just like everything else is great power, there will be people who will use it for amazing good. And there are people who find ways to use it for bad or for evil. And that's why we have to protect when we can and where we can for these things. It's true for any innovation. So I appreciate you. That was a little bit of a different kind of ramble for today, but I think it's important stuff, and I hope you do too. And that's it. We're winding down on another exciting episode of Kindness Rising, 7:30 a.m. Monday through Friday. We come here to get up on the right side of the bed, to wake up with a little hope, humanity, humor, heart, all those important things to get our day started right. And I appreciate everyone who comes here in the community, everyone who subscribes to the channel. If you're listening and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you're listening after the fact on demand, why not join us live here 7:30 a.m. on the mornings in the Lab Network, starting with Kindness Rising at 7:30 a.m. And then Keith, John, and friends are having their mornings in the Lab program right now, starting over on their channel. Here's the thing. Knowing your limits isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's how we stay in rhythm long enough to play the whole song. So pause before you promise. Rest before you rust. And remember the quiet between the notes, because that's where the music lives. And as we always say here on Kindness Rising, stay uncommon and stay kind. What if your mornings could be inspiring and ridiculously fun?
Kindness Rising isn't just a show, it's a full wake-up vibe.
It's freaking fun, people.
Yeah, man, it's got real get after it energy.
I love it.
Wake up with Kindness Rising.
I help purpose-driven people grow their impact. 5-ingredient recipe to help you build your personal brand. Get out there and take kind action.
If it's live, they'll feel it.
On Kindness Rising, we bring you proven strategies and fresh ideas you can actually use. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
Exactly. Fail fast, rebound faster.
You'll see the bloopers and the genuine connections that make kindness contagious. We sometimes get into a little bit of trouble.
Pretty much my life made the list.
You can trust what you see right here is honest, respectful, and uplifting. Social impact organizations, and we always talk about them. Try kindness. It's way cheaper than therapy. You just made my day.